Now we're going to focus on adding content to your Google Classroom. On the Stream tab, this is where you can schedule and create announcements for your classroom. You'll notice it's a simple share something with your class box that you simply click on to get started. So all you're going to need to do is type in whatever announcement or information you want to post to your students. This could be reminding them of an upcoming test or a field trip or just a message that you want to give to your class. After you've typed in your message or your announcement, I want to point out that you can also add other content or attachments to this announcement. If you click on Add, you could add something from Google Drive, a website link, a file stored locally on your computer or a thumb drive, or a YouTube video. So in this particular case, I'm letting them know a little more about me, so I could find an attachment to place there, and then they would be able to read the message and access the link. I do want to show, as you go over to the right, if you wanted to post it immediately, you could click Post. There is a drop down where you can schedule the post or save the draft if you're not ready to decide when you want to schedule it or when you want to post it. This is when you don't have time to finish it right now, but you want to come back to it later. If you wanted to schedule it, you simply choose a date and a time on which you want the announcement posted. This is a great time saver. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and post this announcement. When I click Post, it immediately goes to the stream. Now, if you have class comments on, your students can comment on your post. If you have turned it so that only teachers can post and comment, then the only people who will see the comment box are you and the other co-teachers of your classroom. So this is adding an announcement to the stream. Now let's head over to the Classwork tab. We're going to go through each of the different types of materials you can add to the Classwork tab one at a time. There is an overview statement here that shows you can create assignments and questions and use topics to organize and then order them. We're only focusing on creating in this video. In a future video, we will discuss how to organize your classroom to make it easier for you and your students. For now, let's go up to the Create tab and we're going to focus on creating an assignment. An assignment is where you're going to provide information and directions to students to complete something for you. Your assignment will need a title, and there's an optional field to insert instructions. So I've added a title and some instructions to my assignment. In this assignment, they're going to be reading chapter 1 of a particular novel we're reading. So the first step tells them to read the novel, and then if they would like to see a read aloud version, access the YouTube link. I'll show you that if you click Add, you can add the same things that you could add to an announcement. But I have a YouTube video, so if I click YouTube, paste in the URL, and add this link, it's going to be part of this assignment. So if they would like to have it read aloud to them, they're going to click on this. The third thing says complete the attached document, answering the questions. So at this point, I'm going to add a document to this assignment that they will complete and submit to me. So I could add a document from my Google Drive or a file that I've put the questions in, or I could also use the Create button to create a Google Docs, slide sheets, drawing, or form to attach directly to this assignment. So in this example, I'm going to add from Google Drive. If you have recently created the document, it should show up in Recent, but you have the ability to search through Drive if you need to. In this particular case, my document is ready to go, so I'm going to click Add. Now this is an important point that I want to make about using Google Docs with a Google Classroom assignment. You'll notice that when it posted the assignment, it shows that students can view the file. Well, that might be fine if I were using this as a reference document, but I actually want the students to complete it and return it to me. So I'm going to click on this button to look at the other options. The second option says students can edit this file, which means every student that receives this assignment will be able to edit this attached file. That is not the option I want to use because I want my file to be a template that I can use over and over again. So I don't want them to edit my file. I want to make a copy for each student. So that means when they access this assignment, they'll get their own copy that they can then complete and submit back to me. Over on the right, I have the ability to decide if this assignment is going to be ungraded or receive a certain number of points, and choose a due date. So if I would like for this to be done by next Wednesday, I can put that in, as well as include a time. We'll talk about topics later, so I'm going to leave this for right now, and I'm going to go ahead and click Assign if I want to assign immediately, or I have the same options I did with posting. On Announcements in the Stream tab, I can schedule this to post at a particular date and time, or I can save this draft and come back and finish it later. I've finished mine, so I want to go ahead and click Assign. Once the assignment has been assigned, it will appear in the Classwork tab for you as well as for your students. They can click on the assignment and see a description and all the needed attachments. This is the teacher view of the assignment, which shows me how many students to whom it's been assigned and how many students have turned it in. Let's look at it from a student's perspective. So here is Fake Student. Fake Student Stream has the announcement I created earlier, and on the Classwork tab has a link to the assignment. When the assignment is opened, it gives them all the directions and it tells them the status of this assignment is currently assigned. So as a student, I can click View so that I can get started. So what I'd like to show you is that I have all my directions and all my materials, but it looks like one of those links is missing. Here's the video, where's the document? Well, over on the right, it's already attached that document to my work. And so it shows this is now assigned. And it allows me to click on this document and complete it. So as the student, I can click on the document. Here's the document my teacher created. I want you to notice that it puts the student name in front of the title of the document. So all of those of you who have said, my students never put their names on their paper, well, Google has taken care of it for you. So the student will go through and answer the questions, and I'm just going to imagine that I've answered all these things. This is really not a very good example, but I want to show you the student finishes it. After the student has finished it, if they are not ready to turn it in, they can simply close it, come back to it later. It'll have everything they've done on it, and when they're ready, you'll notice a new button at the top that says Turn In. When they are finished, they can click Turn In here if that's the only portion that has been assigned. I'm going to close this for a moment and show you that if there were other items that they needed to complete, like I'm supposed to also watch this video, I'm going to wait, and when I've done everything, then I can click the Turn In button. So as the student, I click Turn In. It says, are you sure you wanted to turn this in and include the attachment? Yes, I'd like to. Also, there's an area to provide private comments directly to the teachers of the class. Now that I've submitted it, I also have the ability to unsubmit and resubmit. So let's go back to the teacher panel, and you'll see now I have been alerted that 1 student out of 2 have turned it in. So this is how you create an assignment. Simply go to Create, click on Assignment, add your title and instructions, add or create any materials that you want to provide to your students, set the point value, the due date, and assign to your students.